am Anup Kumar, your host for the webinar today on financial mindfulness. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I am delighted to welcome you all on this webinar. This is our first series of financial mindfulness series where we try to bring in concepts and themes in front of you which can help you achieve your financial goal, or it can help you in taking the decision in terms of the financial goals which you're looking at. Okay, so today's topic which we thought across that we should bring in front of you or for the discussion was on retirement planning. Okay, so retirement planning is a very important thing which all of us look forward for, and everyone aspires that I should have retirement when I'm rich, I've got enough funds to pursue my hobbies, go for vacation, and do whatever I couldn't do in my working life. Can I spend that? That's how we all look forward to spend our retirement. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s. Most important is that how do I plan for my retirement so that I'm able to achieve my financial goals. Okay, so when we talk about retirement planning as a concept, there are two stages to it predominantly. There are two stages. One is when I'm saving my money and accumulating a corpus. The second stage is when the corpus is got created and I try to get regular income from that. Okay. So to understand the concepts on the retirement planning, we have a very special guest with us today who's an expert in this particular field. Uh, we have Mr. Srinivas, Senior Vice President, Head Products, ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company Limited. Welcome, Mr. Srinivas.
Hi, Anup. Great to be a part of this forum and pleasure to be addressing you and the clients of ICICIdirect. I must say, Anup, the whole concept of financial mindfulness is wonderful. And I think mindfulness in all aspects of life is critical, but especially in the case of finances, mindfulness acquires an even greater degree of importance. So great concept, great theme, and I'm sure your clients are going to benefit from the series.
So, Mr. Srinivas, generally, when we are talking about retirement or pension plans, so if I am looking at my retirement or a pension, the first thing which comes into my mind is, okay, it is a hard-earned money over a period of long years. Okay, so it should be safe. My principal should be safe and secure. Can I get a guaranteed return? The other thought is the interest rates are falling down. Okay, so we always feel, or there is a risk which is there. There's a reinvestment risk which we have or which we think when we're talking about pension plans. So we thought, why not to hear from you? What are the ways through which an individual should approach about retirement?
Sure, Anup. I think it's a great question to set the ball rolling. But before I answer the question about the financial or the monetary aspects of retirement, here's a small point, right? All of us, regardless of whether we are salaried or self-employed or entrepreneurs or a chartered accountant or doctor, at some point of time, like you said, we intend to reach a point in life when we want to stop working and start enjoying, right? That's retirement for us. That's what retirement is supposed to be. Normally, the question that you asked me was about the financial aspects of retirement planning, but let's take a slightly bigger picture. The way I like to look at it is that when it comes to life after retirement, there are four C's that we should be talking about. The first one is care. Care means care within it covers the whole aspect of physical and mental well-being, extremely important, especially at that stage of one's life. The second is connectedness with one's family, one's friends, having a proper social circle. It requires an extremely important dimension when it comes to retirement planning. The third C is what I call content, that one needs to have hobbies, something which keeps people mentally engaged at that stage of life. And the fourth C is that of cash, which is financial planning. So we normally talk of retirement, especially those of us in the financial industry, only from the space of planning for one's pensions and so on and so forth. But one, I would say advice to people who are tuning into this particular series is when it comes to retirement planning, think of all those four C's. Cash or the financial planning is just one part of it. Now, Anup, specifically to address your question, you are spot on. The one thing when it comes to financial planning, especially for retirement, is that one needs to have a plan which is absolutely rock solid and has no uncertainty linked to it. If you see around us today, the reality of the matter is that there are very, very few investment avenues, which you can say that these gave absolutely certain cast in stone kind of returns, which, whether we like it or not, is the most essential ingredient of financial planning for life after retirement. And this is where annuity plans come into play, because these plans give the customer, give your customer the promise or the assurance of knowing the day you're entering the plan, how much are you going to get in black and white. So there is absolutely no uncertainty, no volatility, no fluctuation. One knows the day one enters the policy how much he or she is going to get. And certainly, when it comes to retirement planning, at least one part of the income, one part of one's investments should be into avenues like this, where there is absolutely no questions asked about the kind of benefits that the customer is going to get.
Okay, so what you're saying is when we are looking at annuity plans, they are guaranteed in nature. So I know that what is the kind of return I am going to expect from this particular plan, and
Right.
that is assured throughout the term, right?
Sure, absolutely, Anup, absolutely spot on. So it's not even a return expressed in the form of a percentage. You literally know down to the last rupee how much you're going to get from the time that the benefits are going to start coming to the customer. So that is the comfort. That is the kind of psychological safety that a person planning for retirement deserves, and that's what products like these give him or her.
Okay. So in terms of getting pension, we have seen that there are two kind of options which are there, which people opt for or in pension, is what we have known as an immediate annuity and a deferred annuity. So if you can throw some light, what is an option? What do you mean by immediate annuity? What do you mean by deferred annuity? And what kind of an option which I should look forward for? For example, an individual who is at age 45 or 50, what kind of an option he should look at, or somebody vis-a-vis who's at age 60, 65. So whether they should look at immediate annuity or a deferred annuity. If you could throw some light
Great,
on that.
great. That's a good question, Anup. Now, the beauty about products like these are the names are fairly self-explanatory. So let me take the immediate annuity one first. So an immediate annuity, like its name suggests, is a kind of a plan where the income or the annuity to the customer starts flowing in, well, immediately, right? So if, for example, a person has opted for this policy and has chosen to take the income in the form of monthly installments, so the first installment you're going to be getting the very next month from the time that you entered the policy. Now, typically, or rather intuitively, these plans are ideal for those people who are on the verge of retirement, right? So, for example, if you are a person is 60 and has decided to hang up his or her boots and says, enough, now I want to enjoy life. So, this is the kind of plan that the person should be getting into, because whatever retirement corpus they have accumulated, they can invest into an immediate annuity, and the annuity income starts flowing in from the very next month or the next year, depending on the frequency that they have chosen. On the other hand, you have deferred annuity plans. Now, here too, like the name suggests, the income starts coming to the customer. It's deferred in the sense it comes in the future. So, what is the kind of customer profile who should be going for a deferred annuity? Now, if you are, let's say, the customer is 50 or early 50s and intends to work till, let's say, 55 or 56 or 58, now they are still working, but they can invest their corpus into this product, into a deferred annuity plan, and select that they want the annuity to start coming in from the age that they want, right? Which could be the time of their retirement. So while they are still working, while they're still earning their income, they can invest in a deferred annuity plan and choose the time from which the annuity needs to begin. So again, just a quick summary, there are immediate annuity plans wherein the annuity starts from the very next month or the year in which the person has entered the plan. And then there are deferred annuity plans where a person can enter the plan today but can select the time frame in future from which they want the annuity income to come their way. So these are the two kinds of plans, and these are the two specific kinds of customers for whom these plans are apt.
Okay. So in terms of annuity, predominantly, since it's a long-term contract, and what we understand is since the returns are going to be guaranteed, it is for lifetime, that interest or whatever the returns pension is going to be guaranteed. So In case if there's an emergency or if there's a liquidity requirement for an investor, are there any options that I can exit out of these annuity plans, or our investors can come out of these plans? Are there any kind of options, flexibilities like that?
Right, right. I think it's a very relevant question, especially at that life stage of when we're talking about people who are in their post-retirement life. Uh, One of the realities of life of that stage, especially, is when there are going to be critical illnesses or other emergencies, medical emergencies, health-related emergencies, when one needs to have access to the funds. So annuity plans come out with have options whereby the annuity is there, but in case there is a medical emergency or there is a critical illness for which the person needs funds so that they can go for the best possible medical treatment, these plans do allow such customers to access the funds and get the kind of medical treatment that they need. So by and large, these plans are annuities for life, wherein the annuity is there for the lifetime of the customer. But then there are specific plans in the market today which do have annuity options wherein the person can access funds in case of such exigencies, especially medical related emergencies.
Okay, that's great. That's a good flexibility which is coming, I suppose. Very recently, it has got introduced now.
Absolutely, Anup. These are very novel features. And only a couple of products in the market right now have these features. Of course, we want to make these products more attractive to customers, but at the same time, we are hoping that not too many people have to use this feature and that they're able to use an annuity and enjoy their retirement life in a healthy manner.
Okay. So annuity as a plan or a concept, generally, whenever we are looking at, it is a concept wherein I am putting a lump sum amount today and I'm going to get an annuity pension throughout my lifetime. But one fear which comes in mind is that, okay, so today if I've got a lump sum, I've put 50 lakhs or a crore, depending on what is the corpus I wanted to invest into. But what if, how it will take care about inflation? Okay, so today I'm going to get, say, 6% or 5%, whatever is the annuity rate interest I'm going to get. But how do I cater to inflation? Are there any solutions how we should look at and we can beat inflation?
Absolutely, Anup. I think, again, you asked earlier about, liquidity options, and especially in the context of medical emergencies. And that is, like I said, is a reality of life. Similarly, the other reality of life after retirement is inflation. And definitely, one's financial plan for retirement, especially for retirement planning, needs to factor in the effect of inflation. Now, coming specifically to your question, Anup, about how do annuity plans allow customers to counter the effect of inflation, here is where I would like to talk to your clients about the concept of a top up. Now, it's easier for me to explain it in the context of a deferred annuity. I earlier spoke about how if a person is in his 50s, early 50s, and is working and wants to retire at the age of 58, they can invest a part of their corpus in the deferred annuity and select the time from which the annuity needs to begin. Now, this client, this individual can also choose to what I call a top up their annuity plan over the course of the next 3 or 4 years. These are completely optional, it's not mandatory. They can top up their annuity plan, and the annuity income will obviously increase correspondingly. The other way, of course, one can also, in a way, inflation proof their annuity plan, their retirement planning, is to take a structured annuity plan. So, for example, you can take a deferred annuity plan with a deferment period of 10 years, and then you can take a deferred annuity plan with a deferment period of 5 years. So, at one particular product starts giving you annuity amount X, and then the second one with the deferment period of 10 years after 5 years increases X to X plus Y. So naturally, your annuity flow, the income which comes your way, takes on an ascending profile, which to an extent can counteract the effects of inflation. So the concept of a top up in an annuity plan is perhaps the surest way of making sure that your annuity plan, your retirement plan is in a way inflation proof.
Okay. In the Indian context, when we are looking at, we always think about legacy and what can be passed on back to our family members. So, in terms of annuity plans, how do that as an option work here? Are there any options that I can pass on the wealth which I've got created to the next generations?
That's a very, very relevant point you picked up, Anup. I think for Indians, family is at the core of everything that we do, right? And certainly the concept of legacy planning or passing on one's wealth to the next generation, while of course it's there across the world, it takes on a different dimension altogether in the Indian context. And yes, certainly annuity plans are have very effective means of fulfilling the need for legacy creation. In fact, Anup, one of the most popular annuity options in India is the one which is called wherein the annuity is there for your lifetime or the customer's lifetime. And then once the customer passes away, the entire invested amount is passed on to the next generation, or the what we call the nominee in legal terms. So they are in fact very effective, efficient ways of legacy creation, because the annuity is there for the lifetime of the annuitant or the customer, and after the customer passes away, the entire purchase price is passed on to the nominee. Surprise! It's not much of a surprise, as I said. In India, the families at the core. So, which is why when you look at the entire landscape of annuities, predominant option chosen by customers, Indian customers, is the one wherein the annuity accrues to them for their life, and after their life, the entire invested amount is passed on to the next generation. So yes, I guess family is at the core of every Indian, and this is how annuity plans can create or help them in the entire legacy creation activity.
So when it comes to annuity and as it is going to be an income, so one question which comes, or every investor which looks forward for any investment when they are putting in, is what is the taxability aspect of it? When I'm getting an annuity, whether it is taxable, tax free?
Sure. So the reality of the matter is, Anup, there are very few or perhaps no investment options at all which satisfy three boxes, right? When it comes to retirement planning, one has to think of three boxes. One, is it guaranteed, right? Second, is this going to be there for my entire lifetime? And third, what is the taxation treatment? If there is any product which satisfies one box, it's great. If it satisfies two boxes, it's awesome. If it satisfies three boxes, it doesn't exist, right? So when it comes to annuity plans, one has to understand that these are going to be guaranteed for the entire life of the policyholder. Uh, of course, as per the current laws, these are treated as taxable sources of income, but the taxation that one will have to pay, or the tax that will be levied, will be as per the income slab that the person falls into at that point in time, right? So as per the current laws, annuity income is treated as taxable income. However, one has to look at it as a guaranteed source of lifelong income that the customer is going to get. Add to it the fact that this also is a very efficient legacy creation concept, legacy creation solution, and that in a way makes it a very, very powerful proposition.
So, in case, what is the kind of annuity rates which investor can generally expect? And can I get a higher annuity rate than a normal customer? Are there some options? If I invest
Sure,
a higher amount, can that kind of an options are there? What is the general
definitely.
rate of annuity which we can expect?
Sure. So annuity rates, Anup, are dependent on the age of the customer. And like you rightly said, the higher the investment amount, the annuity rates do get better. But perhaps the most controllable aspect is the deferment period. For example, I spoke of the whole deferred annuity concept earlier. So the longer the deferment period, the higher is the guaranteed rate. So let's just put some figures so that this can be put into context. For a certain age of a customer, if he selects a deferment period of 10 years, right? So in typically if a person is 50 and is still working and enters a deferred annuity plan and selects a deferment period of 10 years, the kind of returns that we offer is a guaranteed product could be as high as 10.5 or 11%, which is guaranteed and for life, right?
Yes.
So while the exact annuity rate would depend on the age of the customer at the time of entry, the example which I gave, which is of a 10-year deferment period, getting a 10 or a 10.5 or 11% kind of a return, should give all the viewers a kind of idea of opting for a deferred annuity plan and maximize the deferment period. So the earlier you enter a deferred annuity plan, and therefore longer is the deferment period, greater is the kind of return that they're going to be assured of.
Wow, 10% in wow, guaranteed for lifetime. I think that's very attractive.
Absolutely. So no questions asked. You enter the plan, you get it in writing, the exact amount that you're going to get, and there are no ifs and no buts and no market fluctuations associated to it.
So, Mr. Srivas, I see the Prudential has come out with a guaranteed pension plan. So, I think we would like our viewers to have a look at it. So, there's a small video which is there about the product. So, it can be played and it is for our viewers' benefit.
There is a whole new kind of life ahead, full of choices and experiences, just waiting to happen. Retirement. We asked people across different age groups with different career paths about their one big future plan. Retirement.
Yes, we have plans. So many plans.
It's just a couple of years down the line, and I'm really looking forward to my retirement.
Retirement? Isn't it too early to discuss that?
I think about my retirement sometimes.
When I imagine my retired life, I see myself working through it. Be it now or 20 years later, staying financially secure is the most important aspect for me.
If I could, then I would go for organic farming.
I am looking forward to spending more time with my family.
Traveling is surely one of those plans we always had in our mind. But our busy lives never helped.
My idea of retirement is very different. I want to own a second home. Hope I will have enough time and money to do that.
I have been saving, but I don't have a separate retirement budget.
I want to be independent and carry on with the lifestyle I have today. Surely I will make some investments to get good returns for my retired life.
We have been planning since a very long time.
Right now, we are just hoping that whatever we have saved will be enough for both of us.
Substituting my salary is my primary concern. I'm looking for a plan that will do just that.
Whether you're going to retire this year or 20 years down the line, ensure that you are financially independent and future ready with the right plan. Presenting ICICI Pru Guaranteed Pension Plan. This plan provides a guaranteed income for life so that you can live life on your terms. The plan offers you two annuity options depending on how many years you have to retire. Immediate annuity and deferred annuity. In immediate annuity, your pension or annuity starts immediately. So, if you're going to retire soon, this is a great option for you. You will start getting a regular flow of income from the same year itself. In case you want to retire in the next 10 years, then you can choose deferred annuity, wherein you can simply fix the interest rate today and enjoy more money in your hands when you retire. The more you defer, the more you get for your golden years. Along with these choices, the plan comes with a host of other benefits. ROP, or Return of Purchase Price, is one such unique benefit amongst others. In this, the purchase price you have invested is returned to you during your survival years in three ways. 100% of the purchase price invested is returned to you at the age of 80 years. 50% of the purchase price invested is returned to you at the age of 80 years and the remaining 50% to your nominee after you. 5% of the purchase price invested is paid to you every year from 76 to 95 years of age. After you, the balance purchase price, if any, is paid to your nominee. The plan ensures a lifelong guaranteed income for your spouse or family member after you. And after your spouse or family member, the purchase price invested is returned to your nominee. And in emergency cases like critical illnesses or permanent disability due to an accident, the plan supports you by giving back the money invested. You can use the money for treatment and other associated expenses. With unique benefits like these, you can always be future ready and have a truly enjoyable retirement. Stay future ready.
So we've just seen the guaranteed pension plan video, and the plan looks very attractive, Mr. Srinivas. It covers or tick boxes all the requirements of an investor who's looking forward for an annuity or a pension. I think it gives guaranteed return. You have spoken about deferred annuity, which if opted for, you get a higher kind of a return. It gives a flexibility in terms of legacy creation for your family. It gives flexibility in case of a medical emergency to have a liquidity. It gives higher return. If you are investing a little higher amount, you get benefits there. If you are an existing customer, you get an advantage. So I think it's a complete package which covers all the requirements of our customer. I think our investors can look forward for this investment opportunity in case if it fits their requirement. Okay. So it was a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Srinivas. You've covered in detail and explained to our investors about this opportunity of retirement and pension plans. Pleasure having you here, and we look forward for similar interactions in future as well with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Anu. Pleasure. Thanks for having me here. Financial mindfulness is a powerful concept, and I wish you and all of your viewers the very best. Thanks so much for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.